Hey, good morning, fellow Africans. Good morning, fellow Nigerians. Good morning from everywhere you are watching from within Nigeria and around the world. My name is Smart Mado Ajaja. I'm the convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite. I'm also the anchor of Nigeria Now at ONN and the Nightingale Radio International Broadcasting out of Houston, Texas, United States of America. How are they, my people? Sanibona, people from South Africa, Kunjani. Hey, we are at it again. Yesterday, I delivered a message about Ibrahim Traore, the interim president of Burkina Faso. Today, once again, something told me to hammer more on that message. It's a spiritual message. They are looking for ways to bring that young man down. They want to kill him. But the spirit of Africa seems to be awake right now. But that alone is not going to do it. It's going to require you, me, and everybody, every African who love Africa, who love the progress of Africa, who love for Africa to really become independent, developed, and open to its people, regardless of where they are on earth. I mean, including Africans who live in Africa, all black people are around the world. They should have a home. That was their motherland. Some of them were forced out of the continent. They don't like it. Some of us applied to be wherever we are, including me here. But when we look at that continent and the massive resources, I'm talking about mineral, natural, and human resources, that people from outside, those who put us through slavery, those who put us through colonialism, those who put us through imperialism, those who put us through apartheid, and those who are putting us through globalization, they come and dig our mineral resources. They take everything away. We cannot challenge them. They look down on us as poor people that we are not. It hurts some of us. So that is why we are standing. And a young man, after the first one, Thomas Sankara. Remember Thomas Sankara? Remember Thomas Sankara from that same Burkina Faso? He was the one who changed the name from what it was before, Dahomey, to Burkina Faso, the land of the brave, the land of the honest people, land of dignified people. Now, if you are from anywhere else outside that country of Burkina Faso, you must understand one thing. Thomas Sankara stood for the whole of Africa, just as Ibrahim Traore is standing for the whole of Africa. Those who put us through all this hell, they don't like being challenged. They hate it because they want to continue to keep Africa down as a plantation where they can come and harvest whatever they want to develop their own countries, build their own economies, make them look the best people, while we are looked upon as poor, wretched, and useless people that we are not. So I am reinforcing the warning to Ibrahim Traore based on what happened in history, based on what happened to Thomas Sankara. France was not alone. France was never alone in the conspiracy that led to the death of Thomas Sankara. Some ECOWAS leaders at the time, puppets, European puppets, who were heads of states of ECOWAS, including one from my own country, Nigeria, they were not happy with the way Thomas Sankara was shining. They were not happy with the type of guts he had to speak about Africa and the liberation of Africa. They were not happy with the way he was articulating the problems of Africa. They were not happy with the way he was asking questions about what has kept Africa retarded. So for that reason, you know how Africans are, especially the elder, our elder system. Yes, our elder system. You know, in Africa, the elder gets everything. The elder wants to take everything. Even when you eat with them, they want to take all the meat and give you strands. Yeah, everything belongs to the elder in Africa. And that's one thing that is holding our African continent back. The African system does not have room for the young people to develop and grow and master their destiny. Everything belongs to the elder. You see what we are facing in Nigeria? Elder. They tell you that the words of the elders are the words of wisdom. That is not entirely true. That is not entirely true. If you are an African, you studied elementary biology, or maybe you've studied medicine, you studied psychology, you will agree that the words of the elders are not entirely the words of wisdom. Because when you start growing old, your brain starts shrinking. That is why our elders start losing memory. And then when they get to that level, and we still continue to believe that the words of elders are the words of wisdom, we are stupid. So that is what does not happen elsewhere in the world. So going back to the story, what happened, how Thomas Sankara was murdered. They came, words of elders, he is disrespectful of his elders. They ganged up with Imperial Europe, France. And then they knocked him out because they said they needed to teach him a lesson. So that was how Thomas Sankara was extinguished, and a burning African flame that transformed Burkina Faso within 4 years of being in power. Who knows where Burkina Faso would have been now? But thank God we have another person. It's like a reincarnate of a Thomas Sankara coming back through Ibrahim Traore. So listen. It doesn't matter which country you come from. It doesn't matter at all. This is a moment for the reunification and the demand for total independence for Africa by the Africans of the 21st century. We betrayed our forefathers, those who took over, those who were sponsored by imperial forces to knock the first line of African liberators, messed up Africa. They stabbed Africa in the back. They stabbed the vision of our founding fathers in the back. Our founding fathers who saw about 75 years ago the need for the unification of Africa. They know Imperial Europe was scared. The Arabs were scared that a unification of Africa will put them in very dangerous positions. That was how they started sponsoring coup after coup. Today, we are there again. Today, a generation of Africans are asking questions. They are luckily in some strategic institutions across the countries. But how effectively are they making use of their positions? It was demonstrated in Burkina Faso, in Guinea, in Mali, and now Niger. Now, what is the rest of Africa waiting for? If we allow only one man, Ibrahim Traore, if we allow only him carry the shoulder the problems of Africa, they're going to weigh him down and overpower him. That is what they are looking for right now. So if you are in the army, in any armed forces across Africa, that you are a revolutionary, you are thinking about how Africa can be better, and your environment is not good enough to promote life, to support the African vision of our founding fathers, then you have a work to do. This is the time for us to network, and this is why we are delivering this message. Extended warning to Captain Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso based on past history. Africans must protect this guy and other young and upcoming African revolutionaries. In fact, we must populate the entire continent's strategic institutions with millions of its type so that the continent can effectively resist the second colonization and occupation, the imminence of which is raging everywhere, and with Nigeria in the hands of a fraudster paired up with a terrorist fearing to cave in. The situation in Nigeria is most troubling. If the people continue to wait for the Almighty God to deliver them, why not taking steps? Some egoistic, now let's go back to what happened to Sankara. Some egoistic European puppet ECOWAS leaders of the past, including one from Nigeria now on diapers and being changed like babies, were involved in the conspiracy that killed Thomas Sankara. Because typical of some African elders with no common sense and who don't want their youths to grow, they believe that he was disrespectful and so should be punished. You get that? They were so jealous of him, his guts, and his accomplishment within a short period of time, and so decided to conspire to knock him out because he started making them look so ordinary in their countries where they were using their military uniforms to repress the population. That is why Ibrahim Traore must be most careful about his dealings. Yes, about his dealings with no rogue leaders and the hijackers in West Africa until their people get rid of all of them and replace them with hardcore Pan-African patriots with progressive minds of their own like him and the ones in Mali and Niger, Guinea, have sent a loud, clear, and unambiguous message to Imperial Europe and its allies that Africa's destiny is no more for them to decide, direct, and drive like they have done for over 600 years. This is the message for Ibrahim Traore. If you are any person near him or anywhere, please share this message as far and as widely as possible so that he will get it. We want millions of him. If we don't have enough of him, yes, they're going to weigh him down. They're going to tackle him down and bring him down. And they will be crying again like we did for Thomas Sankara. Men like this, they don't come every time. They come once in a while. They come once in a while. We must take advantage of his presence right now to populate the whole of Africa with men like him. That is why that is the only way we can get away from the logjam we have in Africa. That is why the only way we can end the generational leadership crisis we have had in Africa. It is time. Africa, unite. Africa, unite. Africa, unite. Africa, unite. Yeah, you know, we can do this, especially the young generation of Africans. We cannot say that we do not have that education. Yes, we may have been educated wrongly, but now it's time to rechannel, to redirect our education to our culture, our tradition. We marry our education, all right? We reapply it, we adapt it, we must adapt it to who we are. As it stands right now, Africans, we are schizophrenics. You know what schizophrenics is? A mental problem. That is why Bob Marley said, emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. Have no fear for atomic energy, because none of that can stop that time. How long shall they kill our prophets? Why we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. We got to fulfill the book. Won't you help to sing another song of freedom? Yet all I ever heard, redemption song. Yes, it's time for us to emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. 1,100 years of Arab slavery over Africa, and 400 years, yes, 700 years of Arab slavery, and 400 years of European slavery. Yes, decimated our mind. They changed how we relate with God. All right? We don't have to see God from the prism of Imperial Europe. We don't have to see God from the prism of the Arabs, because God said he made him, he made you in his image. Now, if God made you in his image, what do you think about God? How do you think you should relate with him? You must relate with him as an African. You must relate with him. You must speak your language. You don't have to speak Arabic to be able to speak to God. You don't have to speak English to be able to speak to God. Let's take what is the best from our customs and tradition. Leave the ugly side. Yes, especially the one that says that the words of elders are the words of wisdom. It's not a very good type of thing. When you get old, you start losing your mind. The best time to make use of your mind is at your prime, when you are young, until you get to maybe around 70. Unless you continually get yourself engaged. But once you start getting to that 70, 75, you're already teetering. Your words are mostly not words of wisdom anymore. So let's not accept that old saying, the words of elders are words of wisdom. That is not entirely true. Yes, that's not entirely true. So we must make use. Look at ourselves. The white man is not better than you, the black man. The Arab man is not better than you. If God said he created, they were the one who brought that book. They were the one who said, okay, the Bible. They were the one who brought it, the Quran. They were the one who brought it. And in those two books, it said, God made man in his own image. Did he say that he made white man a better person, in a better image of him? Did he say he made an Arab or a Chinese a better person in his image? He said, made man in his own image. So why did some people come to use those books to repress our people, to make us look like we are idiots, to make us look like we are retards who cannot grow and develop, to make us look like we are stunted people who cannot think for themselves, who cannot do things for themselves. But yet, they acknowledge that we are the first civilization. We were the first civilization. They have been driving us down from Egypt up to now Mauritania. They want to take Mali. They want to take Sudan. They want to take Burkina Faso. They want to take Niger. They are inside Nigeria operating. Something is not right. It's our mind, the black man's mind. We must stop running and resist. We must bring our best to start leading us. We must put our best at the disposal of leadership. That is the only way a people, a humanity can grow. For over 1,200 years, the African people were arrested, who have been under arrest. It's now time for us to demand for our liberation. And the only people who can do it is us. The white man will never, never, ever, ever give you any liberation. The Arab man will never give you any liberation. In fact, they want you to remain retarded so that they will continue to exploit your plantation. We have been so stupid. So this is not a moment right now. We don't have to take their democracy. Their democracy, especially as it is in Nigeria, is not working. It's not working. We have to think about what is going to work best for us, so that all of us have equal and free access to the abundant human, mineral, and natural resources that the Almighty God endowed us with. Why can't we build our own financial institutions? Why can't we build our own economy? Why can't we build and equip our own military? Why does a little France threaten the whole of Africa with military arsenal? The reason is because we refused. We failed through the type of leadership we have been choosing to build capacity, to expand capacity, to extend capacity for our people. Any nation, any people without capacity will be run like rabbits. That is why we are where we are. Don't you see Israel, for instance? It's not the Almighty God that is doing all that. That's what they tell those who believe that crap. That is the Almighty God. No, the Almighty God did not do what Israel is doing. The Almighty God is not the one that empowered Israel to be what they are. Israel looked at itself and found that they say they are in the center, in the midst of enemies. They have to look for ways to develop a strength. They developed that strength to the extent that they can torment people around them. That is capacity. So if you like Nigeria has over 250 million people. Nigeria has no capacity, regardless of its millions of people. And the same way, generally, the whole of Africa does not have capacity because we refused to build capacity. So a small group, like, see what is happening, like say the Rwanda, I've never been there. It looks like Rwanda is building capacity. If you build capacity, you can suppress a population. Now, let me tell you, the white population that is dominating the whole world, how many are they? They are a minority in the global population. They are a minority. So what are we doing with our millions? Now, you see, China is shifting. China saw the need to build capacity among these people. And they are doing that. You see how powerful China is growing. China is now coming to be a lord over Africa. Why is it that only Africa goes out to consume? We are not producing. Why is it that there are no African companies constructing roads in China? Why is it that there are no African road construction companies in the United States? Why are they not even constructing roads within Africa? So we train all these engineers. We don't empower them to do what they are trained to do. And we want to be at the top of the world. That is not happening. That is why Nigeria is crashing. That is the reason Nigeria is sinking. Nigeria failed with all the things that it had to build capacity for the whole of Africa. Nigeria failed. Nigeria is a disaster. It's a disgrace to Africa through its leadership. The people are good, but terrible leadership. The same way it is in Ghana, the same way it's in Ivory Coast, the same way it is in all of Africa. So this is the reason why this generation of Africans must rise up and say enough is enough. Listen more to Patrick Lumumba. Listen more to Julius Malema. Listen more to Ibrahim Traore. We need millions of these people come together and see where Africa will be, and see if Africa will not move and be at the top of the world. They are scared of the scary things that we have in Africa. That is why they want to keep us repressed. But no, you can say no. How are we going to do it? We must be ready. We must stop being consumers. You see how the medium I'm talking to you with, where is an African owned? If they decide now that they don't want they don't want you to, me and you to be connected, they switch it off. Then where will we be? Where are our scientists? Where are our technologists? How are we using them to create things for the African continent? Why is it that when we make phone call, we have to route it through Europe first? Or want to make money transfer within Africa, there has to be one kind of switch that has to involve Imperial Europe before we can do what we want to do. You see what I'm saying? We have work on our hands, but this work can be done. It's all about leadership. Leadership that can dream, leadership that can envision, visionary leadership. You know, when you dream, you put people together to make the dream come true. The dream will come true. They don't have super brain. I think we are even smarter. Yes, we go to school with them. Some of you have gone to school. You are here in classes with these people. But, you know, when they don't see your back in classes. But what is happening? That we are not able to apply what we learn because of the terrible leadership you and I support at home, like Nigerians, worst case scenario, Nigeria, Ghana, Ivory Coast, Kenya. You see what I'm saying? Kenya is another country with a terrible leader. Yeah. So these are the things. Cameroon. You know, you see there's a war raging in Cameroon. You hear the West, they don't report it. Because if they report it, the world will know the truth about what is taking place in that place. They have a puppet, an old man, 99-year-old man who cannot raise his hand as president of Cameroon for how many years? Since 1982, when Ahidjo died. He has been there. He's dead, literally dead. And our people are there. They bring their military forces to steal minerals, guard what they steal from us, and tell us. When they tell you your economy is doing well, start thinking. It's not. It's time. It's time. It's all about leadership. So we need millions of Ibrahim Traore. And this is the reason why it must be all of our responsibility to protect him. Burkina base, who are immediately close to him. You must protect that guy. Put your life on the line for him. And so that in his lifetime, we'll be able to learn more from him and then replicate him in all over Africa, millions of him. If we have millions of people who are thinking right in leadership, there's nothing an external force can do to destabilize us. This is the story tonight. It's been such a pleasure. Let's jump together. No rules, no vow. Let's do it for Africa. It is possible. God bless you. Oh, God bless Africa. And don't forget, because of the restrictions here on TikTok, you can follow me on, subscribe to my YouTube channel at Nigeria Now on ONN. Nigeria Now on ONN. That's our YouTube channel. Subscribe. We have a message for the African people. We are on a mission. This is not a joke. We are on a mission. But we cannot succeed. We can't do it by ourselves without your support. The best we want from you is subscribing to our channel. If you cannot see it immediately, I'm going to write it down, at the end of this broadcast. But once again, it is at Nigeria Now on ONN. At Nigeria Now on ONN. Just happen it. And thank you very much for that beautiful cup. I really appreciate you. Much love, much love, much love, much love for you guys. We will most appreciate your subscription. Follow us, share our message. The more Africans get into the group of what is taking place, the better for all of us. God did not make the white man a better creator. God did not make the Chinese a better person. God did not make the Indian a better person than an African. God did not make the Arab a better person. God made all humanity in his image. He did not tell any group, he did not tell any race that they will be the boss of the whole world. That it is happening is because we allow it. So that is the thing. So let's go and take care of business starting from our country. So when they know that we are serious about business, they will have no choice to respect us. We must earn our respect. Now is the beginning. Thank you. Thank you. And once again, subscribe to our channel on YouTube at Nigeria Now on ONN. Don't worry about that. It is Nigeria Now. It's for the whole of Africa. It's for the whole of Africa. We don't discriminate. We love humanity. I've been through a lot of African countries, and I would love in the next few years, in the next coming months, I will be coming to visit. You know, with everything said, we will take this message to every country in Africa. That is the bigger dream. Thank you again. My love to all of you. Bye-bye for now. Whoa. Right. Yes. Thank you, my viewers on YouTube, and sincerely appreciate you guys. As always, the situation in Africa is such that we bleed any person who has conscience. But we know that those whose life is driven, whose lives are driven by exploitation, they don't care about humanity. They don't care about anything except how it benefits them. You find them as individuals, you find them as countries, you find them as captains of industries, you find them as politicians who drive policies for various countries. But like Bob Marley said, free Africa now, because if Africa no free, the world is not going to be free. And that is exactly what it is. God bless you. Bye.